She's not going to drop the "I told you so." Colbert is going to say "I told you so." Then she's going to sit silent and go, and then she's going to laugh.
Yeah.
She's going to do the laugh, and everybody's going to clap and cheer.
Also, Kamala Harris is to appear on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert tonight. This could be an adversarial interview with a very powerful person that gets to the heart of the Dems base deep disgust with their party and the failures that led here. But he's probably just going to ask her stuff like, now is bacon really a spice? Come on now, while she cackles maniacally. He's just a late night host. What do you expect? Well, this is the one and only interview she has done since losing the presidential election. Do I wish she was getting interviewed by 1955 Edward R. Murrow? Sure. But this is who she chose, and we play the hand we are dealt. Y'all, I'm screaming, K-Hive, we are so up. Your Secret Service code name is Pioneer. You were the first woman in history to be elected vice president of the United States. On July 21, 2024, your running mate Joe Biden announces that he will not be seeking re-election. The presidential election will occur on November 5th, 2024. You have 107 days. Y'all, I'm screaming, K-Hive, we are so up. That sounds like the opening to a freaking thriller. Former VP Kamala Harris announces new book called 107 Days about her failed 2024 campaign. By the way, Patriots, trust the plan. I told you this is exactly what was going to happen, and it's happening, okay? I told you she's going to be quiet until she comes out and fucking does a book announcement, okay? And there it is. Classic. For the record, during the book announcement tomorrow, you will hear stuff from her that is very convincing, if you want to be convinced, that is, about how she thinks what Trump is doing in Gaza is unconscionable. Okay? For months on end, she did not say a single damn thing. Now she wants to sell the book. She's going to come out and she's going to say some pro-Palestinian shit. If you fucking fall for it, and I know a lot of liberals will, they're going to turn around and they're going to say, hey, Hasan, fuck you. See, we told you she was pro-Palestine. I'm letting you know right now, I am getting you geared up for all of the liberal wave. The liberals are going to be relentless, not the loser manual. Anyway, very excited to see what this girl boss has to say.
Just over a year ago, I launched my campaign for President of the United States. 107 days, traveling the country, fighting for our future. The shortest presidential campaign in modern history. It was intense, high stakes, and deeply personal for me and for so many of you. Since leaving office, I've spent a lot of time reflecting on those days, talking with my team, my family, my friends, and pulling my thoughts together. In essence, writing a journal that is this book, 107 Days. With candor and reflection, I've written a behind-the-scenes account of that journey. I believe there's value in sharing what I saw, what I learned, and what I know it will take to move forward. In writing this book, one truth kept coming back to me. Sometimes, the fight takes a while. But I remain full of hope. And I remain clear-eyed. I will never stop fighting to make our country reflect the very best of its ideals, always on behalf of the people. So thank you for being in this fight with me. I am forever grateful. And I cannot wait for you to read this, and I'll see you out there.
I'm telling you right now, okay? I'm telling you, here's my lock. Can't wait for Kamala, who has been noticeably absent from the convo on Israel's genocide, to say something subtly pro-Palestinian, for all the blue MAGA folks to immediately scream at the left for being right. Blue and On is going to go crazy tomorrow. Step 1, go on the Stephen Colbert show. Step 2, say something subtly. Say something like a little bit pro-Palestinian, more so than usual, more so than you ever said. But then you also still obviously talk about how Hamas is responsible, and Hamas is the reason why there's some problems with aid distribution, or she'll say something like Hamas can just end this by releasing the hostages, something like that, and then every single liberal is going to be like, "This is crazy. This is Kamala Harris has once again did it. She girl bossed it." She actually fucking was pro-Palestinian all along, and you guys didn't want her to win because you're racist or something. Abundance failed to win over the Atlanta aunties. Do you think this will work, bringing that liberal core base? I don't know. I think there's a lot of love for some of the most loyal blue and on fedayeen. So I think maybe. I think they'll be annoying. People will yell at them, and then they'll say, oh, you're racist, and there'll be more infighting. I think you're too harsh on liberals. We'll see. I'm just so cynical. I don't personally believe that liberals have a tendency to learn their lesson. Like, this is, I think, marginal. The people who think Kamala Harris is the rightful president of the United States are not happy about the prospect of a Harris 2028 run. Girl, you won the 2024 presidential election. Should have fought for it. A 2028 run? We don't want the old guard. I think she would have done a good job if she won, but I'm too disappointed by the lack of follow-up on election discrepancies. So Stephen Colbert, 2028. I think the broader liberal audience, when I look at those like approval polls and shit, I see a lot of craziness. Liberals still have like Kamala Harris as one of the top contenders for 2028. I'm mixed about it because racism and sexism does play a huge part in why people don't like Kamala, but I see your point because co-signing genocide is wild. Yeah, I mean, I'm not discounting the fact that racism and sexism has played a role. It's just that she was also objectively not the type of person who could overcome it. I mean, guys, Zohran Kwame Mamdani, okay? He has no roots. Like, at least Kamala is a black woman. She went to a historic black college, okay? She has a built-in demographic to pull from that is still a very important voting bloc in American politics. Zohran is Muslim in fucking the city where 9/11 happened. And on top of that was anti-Israel. The reason why I'm mentioning that, but not a woman, of course. But the reason why I'm mentioning that, but AOC is a woman. The reason why I'm mentioning this is because these are real hurdles, okay? These are real hurdles. The problem is it takes a profoundly charismatic person to be able to overcome said hurdles in a country like the United States of America. Kamala Harris did not have the capacity to overcome those hurdles. That was the problem. Because, like, you're already starting on not equal footing. You're a black woman, you're Asian, you're black. Like, there are a lot of Americans who are racist. There are a lot of Americans who are sexist. So that already is working against you. You have to be incredible with your messaging. You have to be incredibly charismatic. And on top of that, you have to have a solid message. Another example I always used with Kamala Harris was Claudia Sheinbaum. Claudia Sheinbaum is Jewish and a woman in Mexico. Okay? They're doing femicides over there. It's not like Mexico's more woke than the United States of fucking America. I mean, neither country is great when it comes to women's rights, but come on. And Claudia Sheinbaum, on top of that, is Jewish in a profoundly Christian country, okay? Overwhelmingly Christian country. And she had incredible popularity. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because she was following through on already pre-existing policies on a campaign from AMLO and the Moreno regime that was already incredibly powerful, incredibly popular. And she said she was only going to expand on the already expanding welfare state. I think you're underestimating white people. No, I'm not. My point is, I recognize that America is incredibly misogynistic and also incredibly anti-black. It's incredibly misogynistic and it's incredibly anti-black, 100%. So you have to fight extra hard. You have to overcome all of those issues if you want to win in spite of those qualities. Kamala Harris was not capable of overcoming those hurdles. Don't you think the polls where no one is running yet are useless? No, they are useless, but it still annoys me that she's still like the top candidate. Not only that, but the former administration that she was a part of was dead weight that she refused to fucking cut off. It was crazy. It was a spectacular L. It was an L fest, L after L. She went to the right on issues. She refused to acknowledge one of the most consequential foreign policy decisions that was ongoing, Israel's genocide and America's continuation of Israel's genocide. You can't win if you're literally saying, I'm going to be just like Joe Biden, perhaps the least popular president at that point, and also go against some of the key policies that Joe Biden ran on and won on, like being pro-immigration. Look where the immigration polls are at now. Thank God it flipped as I predicted it would. So now I can tell you, shut the fuck up. It would have always flipped if people were actually counter-messaging adequately. As I said Kamala should do, that she did not. Austin's here. Want to come say hi, Austin?
I had so many things to say about that book. No, I was gonna say, first of all, hello, good afternoon. No, what I'm saying is I saw the book come out this morning, and she, first of all, and then she drops this TikTok. Okay, did you see the TikTok?
I did. Hey, I'm coming out with this book.
Oh, like she said, hey, whatever, you think that I've been not doing anything, but I've been writing a book. Like, who gives a? Why is she writing a book or releasing a book about
America's on fire? America's on fire. America's on fire. Nobody cares.
Why do we want to read a book?
We're no longer literate, Kamala. The Department of Education is being bombed. Okay,
I don't understand it.
We don't know how to. We don't know how to read no more.
Yeah. Well, okay. So here's the deal. I'm boycotting the book. Okay, I'm not, but here's the tricky part. I lost a bet in your Discord, and now I have to I have to read the book. So I have to steal the book in order. I don't know how to do this ethically, but I have to figure out
reading.
No, I haven't read. I swear to God, I haven't read a book in 15 years. But I'm reading the book. I'm reading the book, and I'm gonna do a book report on the book. But to be honest, I'm actually looking forward to it because I'm a hate read it. You know what I mean? Like, instead of hate watching, I'm a hate read it.
You don't even know how to read, bro.
I do. I do know how to read. It's been a long time. Anyway,
yeah,
what's even more frustrating about
you taught me gay people are illiterate and don't know words, bro.
What is incredibly more frustrating about Kamala dropping the book is she seemingly has come out of absolutely nowhere, and instead of commenting on the horrific things that are happening around the world and in this country, she comes out and she drops a book where she's going to now go on a press tour just promoting her book.
Yeah.
Instead of, like, what do you mean meeting? She says in her TikTok she's meeting with who with world leader. What are you meeting about? What the fuck are you meeting about?
Okay, my speculation. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay. My suspicion is she's going to come out on Stephen Colbert tonight while we're on the pod. And she's going to say like some wishy-washy like, "Oh, what was going on in Gaza is so sad. We really need to make sure that there's food being delivered into Gaza." Okay. And then she's going to, of course, say like, but obviously it's Hamas and also they need to release the hostages. And then, and she's going to drop one "I told you so" at least. Okay. And I think
then the crowd's going to cheer.
And I think that, yes, the crowd is going to cheer predictably.
Yeah.
And
no, she's not going to drop the "I told you so." Colbert is going to say I told you so. Then she's going to sit silent and go, and then she's going to laugh.
Yeah.
She's going to do the loud clap, laugh, and everybody's going to clap and cheer.
And then, and then, tomorrow you are going to see a mountain of like Mamala defenders come crawling out of the woodworks, because for months we've been like, "Where's Kamala? Why hasn't she said anything? If she was supposed to be this like savior of the Palestinians, she never communicated that during the campaign."
Yeah.
And every single fucking liberal is going to be up my ass being like, "See, you said Kamala wouldn't be different than Trump on this issue, but she is. She told you so. She said so on the Colbert late night show." And then they're going to be like, "This is why you should have voted for Kamala extra hard. You should have fucking illegally voted for Kamala Harris. You tanked their campaign." That's what they're going to say. The left tanked her campaign for Palestine, and she clearly would have been different if she was president.
No.
I think that's what's going to happen.
No. I think you're accurate on that. But I mean, the people are already going crazy in the comment section, asking her to run for president in 2028, which I have a prediction. It's my first ever non-liberal prediction in the history of ever.
Okay, let's hear it.
Kamala is going to run for president in 2028. Everybody's going to be all crazy about it. And then the first primary is going to come out, and she's going to get like
one
8%.
vote. She's going to get one vote.
No, she's going to, she's not gonna. She's gonna run again.
She's gonna get the only. She's gonna get the only vote from Doug. Doug's the only.
Yeah. And then,
Doug Emhoff.
Can I? I have a really hot take. Hot prediction. Buttigieg and Harris are gonna pull the lowest in the primaries. That's my hot take.
AOC victory.
Because
wide
all
sweep.
of it. Well, I actually think it's gonna be some sort of
AOC sweep.
I think it's gonna be some sort of somebody that we don't expect. That's what I think.
Okay.
I think it could be
that could be anything.
It could be anybody. It could be anybody. It could be me. Right?
I'll take your word on it, gay man. They said okay.